welcome back everyone. If you're new, I am so excited to have you with me. And if you're returning, thank you for supporting me and coming back time after time to watch my videos. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. This is Beth from Art by Bedell, and today we are going to work on the back side of the page that we did yesterday with the little mini fold out on craft paper that was folded in half vertically. We're going to flip that over. I'm going to open it all the way up, and we're going to work on this side. I have this brown glassine bag. It's not a, it is a glassine bag. It's waxy on the inside, but it's brown. So I'm going to glue that down on 3 sides. This is a quick and easy project. Again, that yesterday was pretty quick and easy too. And when we do these on the paper that is tall paper like this, you don't have as much room to spread out and really get into making an elaborate design. So, not saying you can't, because you certainly can, but it's easier to do something simple, I feel, on these pages. Now, if you remember when I was making the papers, and the video for this will be linked down below where I made all the papers for this journal. That was probably the first video in the playlist. I also did some vellum with the embossing folders on snowflakes on the vellum, and I'm going to add that on all 4 sides also to my glassine bag. That'll be my first layer. I don't know if you guys know this about me yet, but I love to do layers. I do my best not to get carried away, although I did do a project offline. I needed to warm up. Sometimes you get a little stale and your mind is like, now what am I going to do? And I came this morning and sat down and I'm like, I'm not sure where I want to start. So I didn't turn the camera on. And I thought, I am just going to work away at doing something without being stressed with the camera on. And that did the trick for me, because then I just really got motivated to move right along and start something. And so I turned the camera on at that point. But anyhow, my point was that I made a project this morning where I did go a little bit deeper with the layers on it, and it's not too much. It's really not. It's beautiful. At first I thought, I don't know, adding this, I had a mind block, I think, about that green ledger paper and adding it to this journal. Well, after I finished that page, then last week, this was last week, not today, I'm sorry, I said today. Last week, after I finished that page, I went ahead and added the green on this page. So it helps. It helps sometimes just to turn the camera off and just sit and play without any outcome in mind, just to work at it and have fun and relax, and that can get you moving again. And that is what it did, and then I got this going. Now, I made this video the same day I'm making this video. So it's all in one day for me, although it's going to be in 2 days for you. So anyhow, we have another pocket here from our kit, and it's real cute. It has a deer with some snowflakes on it. And we are going to fold the flap up. Let's see, how do I want to do this? Yes, I want to, if I fold these in, yeah, it'll be fine. I'm going to fold them in. Normally when the one you're folding up, you want to have on the outside because it'll catch the paper if you put it on the inside. This one we wouldn't have to worry anyhow, because it's going to be on the outside because that's the design of it. So anyhow, let's get back to, we're just going to add this on, and I am going to use my art glitter glue. So I am going to glue all along this fold. You know, these kits sometimes are pretty nice to work with. You get one that you really like, and I really do like this one. And they're just, the work's pretty much done for you. All you have to do is put it together. And when I've done my papers beforehand, then the papers have been made, and it's just a matter of choosing what I want to layer with what. So there's my little coin envelope. It is so cute. And do I want to add some lace behind it? I do believe I do. So I have, let's see, these scraps. Let's see if that's enough. Yeah, I think if I just put this scrap right up along there like that, or along there like that, or maybe I want more. Here we go. We have a bigger piece and we can cut more of a square from it that our little coin envelope can sit right on top of, like that. So let's cut, it's going to be a rectangle more than a square, and put that there, and then, yes, like that. So when I glue this lace down, I glue where the threads are more condensed because that's going to hold the glue better. And then when I add something on top, I put a little extra glue so it'll squeeze down in through the lace to the paper below. Now that means this will be loose. This will be loose. That's okay. It's okay. So I'm going to take probably my fabric glue and add, oops, spit at me. Add some to where those threads are more condensed, just like what I talked about. There we go. And then turn that and put that right in place, right where we want it. Press it down. And then I'm going to use the same glue for my little coin envelope. I'm going to put glue all over the whole back side of that because I want it to squish down. I'll put it like right there and just push that right down in there so that glue goes between the lace and the coin envelope. Down through the lace, not between it, down through. Now, if this gives you a problem, if you're doing something like this, following along and doing something like this, then lay a book on top of it. If it doesn't seem to want to grab, put some weight, something on top of it. Like I could use my punch and that would hold it down, and I could just leave it there for a couple minutes. But mine's sticking pretty good, so I'm not too worried about it. Now we have 2 tags we have to make. We have to make one for the inside of our little glassine bag. We could do 3 actually. One for the outside and then one for in our coin envelope. Now, do I have a small enough one for the coin envelope? No, it's not looking like I do. So we have to come up with something of our own, which is all right. We can do that, right? Unless we just put like a little tag coming out of the top, like so. We might anyhow, or we might put this on the outside like this. I think I like it on the outside better, actually. Let's just glue it down. I go back and forth between my glues when I'm doing a project. A little bit of this for this one and a little bit of that for that one. And it's just whatever I decide at the moment that I want to use. There we go. That's cute, isn't it? All right, let's figure out a couple tags here. Get moving right along. And I actually have some paper I could cut down and just put some paper in the back. And I think I'll do that actually. So I need to cut off about 1 inch of this paper. And this was the paper that was left over from yesterday. So it was an 8.5 by 11 paper cut in half. And now I'm going to take off another inch of it. And that now should fit down behind our bag. Oh, a little too tight. I think I need to take off a little bit more. Much better. Okay, so let's ink up all along the inside and outside edge of this, front and back. And then I can tear it so it fits just right in there as far as the height of it, but I don't want to waste the paper. Let's fold it in half. Let's, of course, you know what's coming. Snowflakes, guys, gotta do snowflakes. Here we go, we're using our Kitsch Flamingo. How pretty will this be to sit and journal on when you've got these cute little snowflakes? There we go, that takes care of that one. And we could take this and slide it down behind our paper, our glassine bag. Leave it, stick it up in just a little bit. Now we need something for inside the glassine bag. Well, we have the deer. We could add that. Usually when I do my projects and I'm adding a tag to anything, a pocket, bag, behind a bag, I try to make them fit fairly well. Now, this has a lot of give. It would be okay for me if I use that as my second element, but my first element, I want it to be wider and a little bit better fit to go down inside there. Then maybe I'll add this as a second element. Let's see. First off, I'm going to get some cardstock that I have gessoed on the back of. I just happen to have a pink piece that's already gessoed, and I'm going to just eye it up as far as what size I'm going to need to go down inside that bag, and it's going to be something like that. So I will take that, make a little crease with my finger, and take it over to the paper cutter and cut that. So let's see how well that fits. Nice, very nice. Now, as far as the top, I'll make another crease that I don't want it to be any taller than that. And I can take this one and just tear it with my straight edge. And then I'll ink up all the way around it and add my embossing lines on. This is the back side. I will add my embossing lines with my stamp. Not my embossing lines, guys, I'm sorry. I will add my journaling lines. Boy, I say the wrong word and we all just get confused, don't we? Pat my stamp with my vintage photo ink pad and press it onto my cardstock. And there we have journaling lines. On the back side, let's add some papers. This paper was some paper, cleanlet paper that had all this bright color on it. And I thought, oh, let's use it because it's got some pinks and some blues in it. And so I stenciled my snowflakes on it. Again, this is another one of those papers that I've been having a hard time using. As you can see, I used a piece here. So I am going to use the rest of this on this tag, just because. And I'll ink up around the edges of that. I am going to go over to my other table and I'm going to stamp and emboss my Silent Night, Holy Night stamp on this, and with silver embossing powder. There we go. That makes that paper look better. Put this on top of it, and then we have that silver peeking out from behind. Just gorgeous. Since we're doing onto embossing powder, sometimes things do not like to stick to embossing powder. I'm going to use my 3-in-1 glue. I have some jelly prints. And I'm thinking, I like some of these circles. So I'm thinking maybe of adding a circle to this. I'm gonna cut a couple of these out. They kind of can be our snowballs. We must have snowballs, right? So let's ink up around the edges of that. All right, they just randomly fell like that in a line. I'm thinking I kind of like that line. This paper, the reason why I was holding back from using it is because after I made it and I put the snowflakes on it, I really didn't care for it. I thought it looked kind of dirty. I know a lot of our pages get grungy in that, but to look grungy is one thing, and vintage and old. To look dirty, to me, is different. So I am going to cover some of that up. I like it for a background. I don't like it to have to see that. So I need to put something like a focal point on there at this point. The bird would be really cute. And then hide some of this paper. I don't want to hide all of it. I do like the color that's peeking out. The bird is a piece of the paper line that I have chosen for this. You know, we have these circles, and then there's these circles that also came with the kit. So maybe we just need to be all about the circles on this tag. We have the deer there. Let me see if we have a deer circle here. No, it either didn't come with one, or it, I've already used it, one or the other. But we have the bunnies, and the bunnies would be cute, right? So we could use the bunnies and then maybe put a snowflake on here. I don't know, this would be too hard to get in and out of the bag, but oh my gosh, I think that would be so cute. And then that hides enough of that paper for me that I'm happy with what pokes out now. It does not look dirty to me. It looks, but this would be really hard to get in and out of the bag unless I really glued it down. So we can't use that. But I could use one of my bank stub snowflakes, and how cute would that be too? And that would be easy to get glued down, so it wouldn't be in the way of getting it in and out. Let's divide these up a little bit more so that that pink one shows a little bit more, and then put a snowflake there. So I'm liking this. We have our snowballs with our snowflake here, and just enough of that paper to show through that it doesn't offend me. And the same here on this piece here. This was the cleaner part of it that I did like. So we're going to glue this all down, and I'm going to take my finger, my Distress Oxide, and this was an embossed snowflake. It's a die of Tim Holtz that cuts and embosses at the same time. And I'm just going to take my finger to my ink pad and then just rub over the highlights of this. And that just makes it all stand out. The embossing kind of, if you don't highlight it, kind of just is there. And unless you look close, it doesn't pop out and say, here am I, look at me. There we go. That's just a kind of a cutesy type little tag. So let's glue these down. It has all the right colors on it, the pink and the blue, a little bit of green in there. And then there's this one. It got folded a little, but we're going to smooth it out when we glue it down. And then we have the pink one. And it went down here. And then we have the cute little bunnies. They're just so cute. And they're going to go up here to the right of the big one. And then our snowflake. And get a little bit of glue on all of these edges that branch out from the center of our snowflake so that it will lay nice and flat and not get caught when we go to put it in our envelope. There we go. So don't disregard a paper, even though you think, well, I don't know about this one. When you start collaging and layering on top of it, it takes on a whole new effect for you. I think we have a word on our bag, winter solstice. How about we add a tab to the top? We haven't done that in one of our projects for a while. We have some of the pink paper. I think not. Let's do something different. Yes, let's use a piece of this coffee stained paper. For my tabs, I just use scraps. And I'll ink it up, fold it over, and then add some layers to it, such as a piece of the lace that we used on the cover, or on the top of the bag. And that can go over top of our tag like that. And then maybe a piece of this paper, which is bank stub paper. It's an old business checkbook check stub. The checks came out 3 in a row, and you had a sheet of checks like that. We're going to use some of this on our little, I hate to tear off the numbers. I'd be very careful. And that needs to be shortened. It needs to be inked up around. Fold it in half so it's on the front and the back of our page tab, our tag tab. So we have part of it on this side of our piece of copy paper. The lace will go on this side of our piece of copy paper. We'll take it to the top of our tag and slide it down on. You can either slide it right tight. I like to have mine up about 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch. You can glue these down. You can sew them down. A lot of times I'm going to do what I'm going to do today, and that is to staple it. So I have a stapler. Make sure everything is good on the back as it is on the front. And I'm just going to put 2 staples on there to hold it in place, just like that. There we go. And that's how I go about making my page tabs. Page tabs, tag tabs, whatever you want to put, side page tabs. So, whoops, one of those little, call them branches. You ever see a snowflake with branches? Came up, so I had to put some glue down. So that's a really cute tag that will go inside our little glassine bag right here. Just like that. We need a little bit of glue down here because I seen right away that this page caught when I went to slide it in. There we go, my bag. And over here, the side too. There, that should be good. Now let's see if anything else catches. And then we just slide it in like that. Yep, another piece on our snowflake caught. This is exactly why I couldn't do that big snowflake, because it just was not going to work. Okay, now we'll try it again. Absolutely wonderful. It went in. So we have our tag, our piece of paper for journaling on. We have this little coin envelope now. It is popping up here. So what I'm going to do once I make the tag, that I'm going to, or whatever I'm going to put in here, I'm going to add some glue to the back of this lace, and I'm going to lay a heavy book on there so that it will adhere to that, because I don't want it popping up like that. For now, let's just find something to put in there. And I wish these would fit, but they don't. So get it out of my head. It doesn't fit. What do I have that we can put in there? I'm thinking just one of these little labels, guys. This one says festive. How about a couple of them? Let's do, how about charity? Charity and festive. Put in our coin envelope. Let's do 3. Must do 3. Let's see. What other one speaks to me that should go in there? Rejoice. There we go. Little tags poking out of our coin envelope. Looks so cute. Labels. They're labels. There. That finishes another page in our Snowflake Journal. I am, like I said, going to add some glue to the back of this lace here and put a book down and get that to stick better than what it is. It's finished. It looks great. And thank you for watching. Oh, I was going to show you the page that I did to warm up. I said that I did a collage that had more going on it. So I have this page that I created for my journal out of a piece of jelly print and a page out of an old book. It just happens to have been a bird book. I've taken this back side of the jelly print and I just stamped my lines. Then I've taken the side that has the writing from the bird book and I put a layer of gesso over that so it could be journaled on. Folded it back because it was too wide for my journal page. And then I just started adding. Here's some of that paper that I didn't know about using. So I have used that piece of paper up, but I thought, oh, I'm not so sure I'm going to put it in the journal. Between this project, and this project, that piece of paper has been used. Yay. And then I added some lace, some ledger paper, some of the snowflakes here, some of the paper that I had made to go with the journal that makes the outside pages, covers for the signatures, some lace, some beads. I glued on an angel, and then I have a tuck spot here. And in the tuck spot, I added a piece of copy paper, coffee stained copy paper. And of course, guys, yes, I put on the stencils and tuck that back inside. And it makes a nice little backdrop for this whole collage thing that we've got going on here. A little bit of glue there. I'll hold that down. And up here. I think with these snowflakes, I'm going to be finding places that it needs glued down, probably until it leaves my hands. Anyhow, there we go. That's what I had done, warm up. So again, thank you for watching, and we shall see you next time with another page in our Snowflake Journal. Have a wonderful day. Bye now.